Good morning. Today we are going to start chapter number 6, part 2, that is mesophytes. So first we see introduction about these mesophytes, that is plants of common habitats. These are ordinary plants which grow under average condition of temperature and moisture. Such habitats are called mesic. The plants growing in mesic habitats are called mesophytes. They grow best with moderate water supply and have intermediate characters between the xerophytes and hydrophytes. Example, crop plants, forest plants, garden plants, etc. are common example of mesophytes. The general morphological and anatomical features of mesophytes are as follows. So, first we see the morphological characters of mesophytes. First character, root system is well developed. Roots are generally fairly branched with root caps and root hairs. The stem are generally aerial, solid and branched. Leaves are generally large, broad, thin and varied in forms. They are held horizontally. They are fresh green in color, being lack hairy or waxy coverings. Then anatomical characters of mesophytes. First character, cuticle in all aerial parts is moderately developed. Number 2, epidermis is well developed without any hairy or waxy coating. Number 3, stomata are present on both the surface of leaves. Number 4, mesophyll in leaves is differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma with many intercellular spaces. Number 5, mechanical and vascular tissues are well developed. Number 6, collenchyma and sclerenchyma are the two main mechanical tissues. Number 7, at noon they exit temporarily wilting in summer season. Okay. These are the mesophytic groups which are showing their morphological as well as anatomical characters. Then we must see that is xerophytes, that is plants of dry habitats. First we see introduction about these xerophytes, that plants which grow in dry habitats or in xeric conditions are called xerophytes. Places where water is available in scarce quantity are termed as xeric habitats. Xeric habitats are of different types. Number 1, habitats physically dry, example desert, rock surface, wasteland, high velocity of wind, strong and light intensity. Number 2, habitats which are physiologically dry, example that is salty or acidic or cold. Number 3, that is habitat physically and physiologically dry, example that is slope of mountains. Then next point, that is types of xerophytes. On the basis of morphology, physiology and life cycle pattern, xerophytes are classified in 3 groups: ephemeral, annuals, succulent and non-succulents. So first we see that is what is meant by ephemeral annuals. Annual plants complete their life cycle within a few short period of 6 to 8 weeks. They are also called drought evaders or drought escapers. They are mostly found in arid zone. They actually avoid dry seasons and thus escape dryness in external environments. Example, Argemon mexicana, Solanum xanthocarpum, Cassia tora, Tephrosia purpurea. Then second group, that is succulent plants. They are the plants which suffer from dryness in external environment only. Mostly all plant organs are succulent. Fleshy, serve as water storage. They accumulate large amount of water during rainy season. Root system becomes shallow, stem swollen and leaves thick, leathery and succulent. Example, Opuntia, Euphorbia, aloe, agave, asparagus and cactus. Third group, that is non-succulent perennial xerophytes, that is these are drought resistant plants. They can withstand dry condition. These are the plants that can withstand dryness both in their internal as well as external environment. The adaptive features are as follows. First feature, that is rapidly and extensive root system. Second, high osmotic pressure and ability to resist desiccation. Third, that is ability to reduce transpiration to an externally low level by reduction in leaf size. Example, Calotropis procera, Acacia nilotica, Zizupa, Capparis phylaut, Prosopis julifera, and Nerium, etc. Then ecological adaptations in xerophytes. Xerophytic plants show adaptations in anatomical and morphological features. Adaptations in roots. Xerophyte roots. The external adaptations in roots. See here. Xerophytes grow under water deficient habitats. Therefore, roots show many adaptations. They develop very extensive root system. In some plants, roots are larger than shoots. Root system is much branched, spreading over wide areas. Root hairs and root caps are well developed. Then internal adaptations in roots. The root hairs are well developed. In non-succulent, the roots develop extensive bark and cork layers. Number 3, that is the cortex is wide, especially in storage roots where the cells becomes large and are filled with water. Root includes extensive development of xylem and phloem. Then next point, that is external adaptations in stem. Some cases stem is modified. Example, Opuntia. They are stunted, woody, dry, hard, rigid, and covered with thick dark. In Opuntia, stem becomes fleshy, green, leaf-like, phylloclade, covered with spines. On stem and leaves, there are hairs and or waxy coating euphorbia. Next point, internal adaptations in stem. In woody xerophytes, there is a prominent development of bark to check transpiration. The surface of both leaves and stems are covered with spines. Example, Argemone mexicana, Solanum xanthocarpum, Carthamum oxycanthus. Oil and resins are often abundantly developed. Example, Pinus. Latex is present. Example, Euphorbia and Cactus. The vascular elements are prominent. The vessels are large and long, and the walls are thick. Lignin is deposited in stem. Mechanical tissues and bast fibers reach their highest development in xerophytes. Xerophytic leaf. External adaptations in leaves. Leaves are reduced to minimize transpiration. They remain small, scale-like, and thus insignificant. Example, asparagus, Tamarix, Casuarina, etc. Leaves being caducous fall off very soon. Example, Capparis phyla, Opuntia, and some species of Euphorbia. In some cactus, leaves are modified into spines and barbed bristles or may be absent. In Calotropis, leaves are thick and leathery with heavy cuticulized to reduce transpiration. On the other hand, in aloe, agave, etc., the leaves are fleshy and succulent and store water due to mucilage and gum in them. In monocots like grasses, leaves get folded and rolled, and then rate of transpiration is minimized. Then internal adaptations in leaves. In succulent leaves like Peperomia, epidermal cells serve as water storage tissue. In leaves of aloe, prominent water storage tissue is present. Cuticle is thick and epidermis is heavily deposited with cutin and cellulose. The leaves of xerophytes, non-succulent leaves such as Nerium, Pinus, etc., possesses well-developed heavy cuticle multilayered epidermis and several layered sclerenchymatous hypodermis. Mesophyll well differentiated into spongy and palisade tissues. Sunken stomata confined only to lower epidermis. Vascular tissues well developed.